Listen closely, and please do not skip this opening, because the next few moments may change the way you see money, prayer, and your future. Something about this message found you at the right time. Not by accident, not by chance. Right now, while you are listening, your heart is being pulled out of stress and into expectation. If you have been tired of checking your wallet, watching bills pile up, carrying silent pressure, and trying to smile while feeling heavy inside, stay with me. This message is for you, and I need you to hear this part with full attention. What if the breakthrough you keep asking for does not begin with a number in your account, but with a shift in your spirit, a clear thought in your mind, and a new word rising from your mouth? What if this is the very moment your fear starts losing its grip? Take one slow breath, let your shoulders relax, and quietly say inside yourself, I am ready to receive what has been prepared for me. Say it again with more faith. I am ready to receive what has been prepared for me. Good. Keep listening, because what comes next is where everything begins to turn. This is not passive. This is not just sound in the background. This is your moment to agree with a new story. And once you truly agree, things can begin to move faster than you expect. Maybe you have prayed before, and nothing seemed to change. Maybe you believed for a while, then disappointment made you quiet. Maybe you worked hard, did your best, stayed responsible, and still felt stuck in the same cycle. But that does not mean you were forgotten. It does not mean your effort was wasted. It means something deeper was being formed inside you. Think about a seed in the ground. For a long time nothing can be seen, no color, no movement, no proof. Yet under the soil, life is pushing, roots are stretching, strength is building. That is how many breakthroughs begin, hidden first, then visible. So if your life has looked still, do not mistake stillness for failure. Close your eyes for 1 second and picture a door standing in front of you. This is not an ordinary door. It has your name on it. Behind it is not just money. Behind it is peace, wisdom, favor, fresh ideas, restored confidence, and the courage to act when the right moment comes. Now imagine that door starting to open. Not a little, not later, now, because even before results appear, movement can already be happening. Roads can be clearing. Right people can be moving closer. Answers can be forming in places you cannot yet see. Stay with this thought. The shift often starts quietly, but once it starts, nothing stays the same for long. This part matters more than you know. There is more happening around your life than what your eyes can measure. Most people only believe what they can touch, count, and confirm. They look at a bill, a debt, a slow week, a delayed payment, and let that become the final truth. But faith does not begin with what is visible. Faith begins where proof ends. Faith says there is more for me even before I see it. Faith says a path is opening even while the road still looks empty. Faith says provision can reach me in ways I have not thought of yet. This is where many people stop too early. They want evidence first. They want a sign before trust. They want visible change before inner agreement. But real change often works in the opposite order. First you believe, then you speak, then you move, then what was hidden starts stepping into the light. Think about every major change that ever happened in someone's life. Before it became real outside, it was born inside. It started as a thought, a picture, a decision, a clear inner yes. That is why your inner world matters so much. When you pray with real faith, you are not just repeating words because you are scared. You are lining your heart up with a reality bigger than what is in front of you. You are saying, I will not let the temporary define the permanent. I will not let this week decide my whole future. Keep listening, because once this truth settles in you, your whole posture begins to change. When your faith becomes strong, your words begin to change. And when your words change, your direction begins to change too. Many people speak from panic without noticing it. They say nothing works for me. Money leaves too fast. I never get ahead. I try, but it always falls apart. Those words may feel normal, but repeated long enough, they become a pattern, and that pattern becomes a lens through which everything is seen. Prayer is meant to break that pattern. Prayer is not empty sound. Prayer is not weak wishing. True prayer is focused language filled with belief. Your words are seeds. Every sentence plants something. If you plant fear all day, fear grows. If you plant defeat all day, defeat feels natural. But if you begin to plant faith, gratitude, clarity, and expectation, something inside you begins to reorganize. Instead of saying, I am always behind, you begin to say, I am being guided into better provision. Instead of saying nothing is opening, you begin to say doors are preparing to open, and I will recognize them. That is not pretending. That is training your spirit and mind to stand in agreement with possibility. And once your mind accepts a new pattern, your actions start following it. You notice ideas faster. You respond to opportunities sooner. You speak with more calm. You carry less shame. You become more ready. Listen carefully here, because this is important. The words you speak after prayer matter almost as much as the words you speak during prayer. Your mouth should not cancel what your faith just built. There is a powerful place where gratitude and expectation meet, and many people never stay there long enough to see what it can do. Some people only focus on what is missing. Others try to be thankful, but secretly expect nothing more. Both positions keep life small. Gratitude opens your eyes to what is already present. Expectation opens your heart to what can still arrive. When you bring those two together, your whole atmosphere changes. You stop living like a person abandoned by life and start living like someone being prepared for increase. Gratitude says, I see what has already carried me this far. Expectation says, and I know there is more on the way. That balance matters. Without gratitude, you become restless and bitter. Without expectation, you become passive and stuck. But when both are alive in you, something beautiful happens. You become steady and hopeful at the same time. You thank God for the strength to wake up, for the skills you already have, for the people who still care, for the small wins that kept you alive, for the lesson hidden inside every delay. Then, without fear, you also say, I am ready for greater opportunities, better income, cleaner decisions, wise partnerships and open doors. This is not greed. This is alignment. It is understanding that you were not made to live forever crushed under worry. And when you live from that place, people can feel it. Your energy changes. Your voice changes. Your choices begin to reflect the future you are expecting instead of the past you are escaping. Consistency is where this whole message becomes real. Not intensity for one day. Not emotion for 1 hour. Consistency. Many people feel inspired for a moment. They pray with fire. They speak with confidence. They feel full of hope. Then a delay comes. A bill appears. A call does not come back. A plan slows down. And suddenly the old mindset tries to return. This is why daily agreement matters more than occasional excitement. What shapes your life is not only what you do in your strongest moment. It is what you repeat in your ordinary moments, especially when nothing dramatic is happening. Consistency builds stability. It teaches your mind not to panic every time reality looks slow. It teaches your spirit to remain anchored while things are still forming. And this is how small breakthroughs grow into larger ones. A simple idea, a new contact, a little progress, a better habit. At first, these things may not look impressive. That is why many people miss them. They are waiting for lightning while their answer is arriving as a seed. But if you stay consistent, you will stop despising small beginnings. You will treat the first sign with respect. You will answer the email. You will make the call. You will organize the plan. You will learn the skill. You will keep showing up. And little by little momentum begins to build. Do not click away from this truth. The big result often enters through a small door. What looks minor today may become the turning point you talk about later with tears in your eyes. Belief without action becomes fantasy, and action without belief becomes exhaustion. You need both. When you truly believe that greater provision is possible, you begin to move differently. You do not sit still waiting for life to knock your door down. You become alert. You become teachable. You become willing. Faith should make you calmer, yes, but it should also make you more prepared. It should move your feet, sharpen your habits, and wake up the gifts you have allowed fear to silence. Maybe the next step is sending the proposal. Maybe it is starting the small business idea you keep delaying. Maybe it is fixing your budget instead of avoiding it. Maybe it is applying again, learning again, asking again, showing up again with more wisdom than before. This is not a contradiction to prayer. This is prayer becoming visible through your choices. When your heart says provision is coming, your hands should also be ready to receive it. That means making space. That means cleaning up confusion. That means letting go of distractions that steal your focus. Some doors open when you pray. Other doors open when your prayer changes how you live the next hour. Listen to this closely. Your future is not built by fear-driven movement. It is built by faith-led action repeated over time. So do not just ask for increase, prepare for increase. Do not just ask for opportunity, become ready for opportunity. Do not just ask for a better season, build habits that can carry a better season without wasting it. One of the biggest battles in the area of money is not outside you. It is the old story living inside you. The story that says people like you never get ahead. The story that says every good season ends fast. The story that says struggle is normal, peace is rare, and abundance belongs to somebody else. That story must be broken, and it breaks when you stop feeding it. Fear wants to sound wise. Scarcity wants to sound practical. But a fearful mind can make a cage feel responsible. You must learn to question the voice that only predicts loss, delay, and disappointment. Ask yourself, has this old voice made me stronger or just more tired? Has it protected me or kept me small? Has it helped me grow or trained me to expect the worst? You already know the answer. So today, let that old story lose power. Release the sentence you have been carrying for years. Release the shame connected to past mistakes. Release the regret over money you wasted, chances you missed, or choices you would do differently now. Yes, learn the lesson, but do not build your identity around the lesson. You are not your worst financial season. You are not your last mistake. You are not the delay. You are not the closed door. You are the person who kept going, the person who learned, the person still breathing, still hoping, still listening. And if you are still listening, then there is still room for change. Stay with me, because the next part is where your prayer starts becoming sharper, stronger, and more exact. Specific words create stronger focus. Vague hope often produces vague movement. If you want your prayer to carry weight, speak with clarity. Do not only say, help me somehow. Say, guide me into the right ideas, the right work, the right connections, and the right decisions. Do not only say, I need money. Say, teach me how to manage what I have, multiply what I touch, and recognize what belongs in this season. Clarity matters because it trains your attention. It helps your mind know what to watch for. It helps your spirit know what it is agreeing with. And it removes the fog that fear likes to hide in. So begin to pray with direction. Say, I am calling peace into my finances. I am calling wisdom into my spending. I am calling discipline into my habits. I am calling fresh opportunities into my life. I am calling favor over my work, my home, my ideas, and my relationships. Speak like someone who understands that words are not decoration, they are direction, and be careful not to rush this part. Speak slowly enough for your own heart to hear you. Speak with enough conviction that doubt has to step back and listen. Even if your voice shakes at first, keep speaking. Even if you do not feel strong yet, keep speaking. Sometimes strength enters while you are still saying the words. Sometimes courage arrives in the middle of the prayer, not before it. That is why you must continue. Keep listening, because this next truth can save you from giving up too soon. Not everything that is real is immediate. Some things are growing while they are still invisible. This is where patience becomes powerful. Patience is not doing nothing. Patience is steady faith while the process is unfolding. You do not dig up a seed every morning to check if it is alive. You water it. You protect it. You trust that growth is happening under the surface. In the same way, once you pray, speak, and act with faith, you must stop tearing your own foundation apart with constant doubt. Do not plant expectation at night and uproot it with fear in the morning. Do not take one brave step forward and then talk yourself out of it before noon. Protect the work happening inside you. Protect your peace. Protect the fresh belief that is trying to become your new normal. Yes, there may still be slow days. Yes, there may still be moments when nothing seems to move. But silence is not always a sign of absence. Sometimes silence means roots are forming. Sometimes nothing obvious is happening, because many things are quietly connecting at once. A door you cannot see, a conversation not yet started, a need you will soon be qualified to meet, a person being positioned, an idea preparing to land. Be patient enough to let life unfold without forcing every detail. Your job is to stay aligned, stay available, and stay awake. The timing may test you, but it can also mature you. And what arrives after maturity is often stronger, cleaner, and more lasting than what arrives too soon. What you expect begins to shape how you carry yourself, and how you carry yourself affects what you notice, what you allow, and what you pursue. A person who expects only struggle usually sees closed doors first. A person who has trained their heart to expect guidance, wisdom, and provision walks into the same room and notices possibility. This is why inner agreement matters so much. Expectation changes your tone, your posture, your patience, and even your conversations. You stop speaking like someone defeated before the day begins. You stop making jokes that keep your own mind trapped. You stop introducing yourself to life through your pain. Instead, you begin to move with quiet confidence, not loud pride, not fake positivity, just grounded expectation. And that energy matters more than many people realize. Opportunities often come through people, through conversations, through trust, through the impression you leave behind after a short moment. If your words are always heavy with defeat, people feel it. If your spirit is calm and open, they feel that too. So this work is not only private, it shows in public. It shows in your discipline, your kindness, your timing, your follow-up, your willingness to learn, and the way you handle pressure. Let your prayer shape your presence. Let your faith make you easier to trust, easier to work with, and easier to bless. Because when the right chance arrives, you do not want to be internally arguing with the very answer you asked for. You want to recognize it. You want to receive it. You want to move with it while it is still in front of you. There will be moments when you feel tempted to return to old language. The pressure will rise. A payment may be late. A plan may stall. Someone may disappoint you. And in those moments you will feel the old sentences trying to come back. Nothing changes. Here we go again. I knew this would fail. This is the test. Not the size of the problem, but the direction of your words under pressure. Guard your mouth in hard moments. That does not mean pretending pain is not real. It means refusing to give pain the final voice. You can be honest without becoming hopeless. You can admit that a situation is serious without speaking ruin over it. Say, this is hard but I am still guided. Say, this is delayed but not denied forever. Say, I do not fully understand this moment, but I will not agree with defeat. That is mature faith. That is disciplined belief. And discipline grows power over time. The more you practice it, the less control fear has over your reactions. Eventually you become someone whose peace is not easily stolen. Someone whose vision does not collapse because one day went badly. Someone who can breathe, pray, think clearly, and make wise decisions even in uncertainty. That is a real kind of wealth too, because money without peace can still feel like poverty. But when peace and wisdom lead your life, even small beginnings begin to carry the sound of increase. Stay here with me. The final stretch of this message is where everything we have said comes together into one strong prayer you can return to again and again. So now take another deep breath and let this prayer settle into you slowly. Say this with me in your heart if you can. I release fear. I release panic. I release the old belief that I will always struggle. I release the habit of speaking against my own future. I choose a new agreement today. I choose faith over fear, wisdom over confusion, discipline over delay, gratitude over complaint, and expectation over hopelessness. I thank you for what has already sustained me. I thank you for every lesson, every protection, every quiet rescue I almost missed. I thank you for the gifts in me that are still growing. I thank you that I am not abandoned, not finished, not forgotten, and now I open my heart to more. I welcome new ideas, honest increase, fresh favor, wise connections, creative solutions, and doors that fit this season of my life. Teach me what to do, show me what to stop, strengthen my mind, clean my language, order my steps, help me handle money with peace, purpose, and maturity. Let what is hidden come into view at the right time. Let what is delayed begin to move. Let what is meant for me find me, and make me ready when it arrives. Listen carefully. Do not rush away from this feeling. Sit in it for a moment. This is how inner change becomes stable. This is how agreement becomes power. And as you move forward from this moment, do not wait for one giant sign before you believe something has started. Watch for small evidence, a clearer mind, a better decision, a sudden idea, a new contact, a renewed sense of energy, a stronger desire to take care of what you already have. These are not small things. These are often the first footprints of change. Respect them, follow them, build on them. If peace returns, protect it. If clarity comes, write it down. If an idea appears, test it. If a door opens a little, walk toward it with courage. You do not need to force the whole future into one day. Just obey the next wise step. That is enough. One wise step can lead to another, and another, until the life that once felt impossible starts becoming familiar. Remember this always. You do not have to chase every shiny thing. What is truly for you does not require you to abandon wisdom. Real increase will not ask you to betray peace. Real favor will not demand that you become someone false. So stay grounded, stay grateful, stay alert, stay willing, keep your words clean, keep your heart open, keep your habits strong. And when fear tries to return, come back to this truth. Provision is not far from me. Guidance is active in my life, and I am being prepared for what I prayed for. That sentence alone can steady you in a storm and strengthen you in a waiting season. I want to leave this deep in your spirit before this message ends. Your life can change. Your financial story can change. Your habits can change. Your confidence can return. Your home can feel lighter. Your mind can become quieter. Your future can open wider than what you have seen so far. Not because of blind luck, not because you wished hard enough, but because faith, gratitude, wise words, and consistent action create a strong path for change to walk on. So from this day forward, stop speaking like the struggle owns you. Stop introducing yourself to life through your lack. Stop bowing to the same tired script. A better script begins now, one where you are thankful and disciplined, one where you are hopeful and clear, one where you are patient enough to grow and brave enough to act, one where you stop measuring everything by today's pressure and start seeing your life through tomorrow's promise. If this message found you in a heavy moment, let it also mark a turning point. Let this be the hour you decided that fear will no longer narrate your future. Let this be the prayer that resets your mouth, your focus, your habits, and your expectation. And if you can, say it one more time with full belief. I am ready to receive what has been prepared for me. Hold that close. Walk with it today. Speak from it tonight. Return to it tomorrow. And watch what begins to open.